Hi, this is Trey Pass. I'm going to do a review of Thor Love and Thunder. This is the fourth movie in the Thor series. Like I said, I was looking forward to seeing this, especially after seeing Thor Ragnarok. I thought Takehi, butcher his name, Takehi Waititi did a great job kind of revitalizing Thor, especially after the disaster that was Thor: The Dark World. I thought he did a good job with that, the way he incorporated the comedy into it. And like I said, Chris Hemsworth is really good with the comedy. And okay, this review is going to have spoilers in it, okay? Because at first I was going to make two separate reviews, but I thought I'd just to make one review with spoilers in it anyway and get to my my points. Like I said, had really high expectations for it, especially when we saw the trailer finally after they finally released it, and we knew that Jane Foster was going to be she was going to be Lady Thor or Thor in it, and then we also knew that Christian Bale was going to be the God Killer, Gore the God. First, I thought he was going to be what was that? There was a character, I can't remember his name now. The one that looks like a I can't remember. The one that was able, God, I can't remember his name to save my life. The one that also wielded Mjolnir before that was in the comics. I thought he was going to be him at first, but now they became Gore the God Killer, and so that's what we knew. The Thor basically what the plot of this movie is. Thor has to team up with Jane and Valkyrie and to try to go rescue Asgardian kids that have been kidnapped by Gore the God Killer. Who in the beginning of the movie they show you. Actually, Christian Bale, I like that the little beginning of it, the movie where they show they give you the little backstory of Christian Bale's character of Gore the God Killer, how he was just I think a simple farmer and stuff with his daughter, and basically this planet was dying, and he was praying for the gods to his gods that he prayed to help them, but of course his daughter died, and then when he actually saw the gods were basically laughing at him for believing in them, and then all of a sudden, conveniently, there was a sword there from somebody that was trying to kill the gods, and he happened to use it to kill the god that was mocking him. And then, of course, now he decides after that to kill all gods. Okay, that's the basic plot of this movie. And like I said, my expectations were high for this because I was happy to have Natalie Portman back into the movies. I know sometimes people they didn't like her in the other movies, but I never had a problem with that. I thought Natalie Portman, I thought her and Chris Hemsworth had good chemistry together, and I did miss her being in, and they came up with that silly, they broke up. They kind of explain it in this movie, how they broke up and stuff and how they were together and all that stuff and how they kept going on, basically they fell apart and she left him a note, But anyway, besides this, overall, this movie, if I have to rank it, it would be the third movie in the four movies that were made. I would rank Thor Ragnarok, the first one, the best one. The first original Thor movie, of course, and then I guess this movie, then of course Thor: The Dark World. I didn't have any problem with Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. I thought they did a good job. I thought even Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, I thought she was really good. It's just that the plot was kind of basic and simple, and it just wasn't. It was missing something. They didn't have that. I miss Loki not being in these movies. Of course, obviously we know where he is in this TV show, but him not being in the movies, and he's I like. Him and Chris Hemsworth together, Tom Hiddleston, they're really good together. And him not being in the movie does kind of take a little something away from the movie to me, in my opinion, because Thor, Loki and Thor, even though they kind of made up, that dynamic is always good to see on screen. And to me, that was kind of another thing that was kind of missing from this. And of course, I felt really bad for what's her name? They played Lady Sif. I forgot her name, the actress. Because basically, Jamie Alexander, she basically had nothing to do in this movie. She had basically a cameo in this movie, and I really felt bad for her because her character basically has been her character's been short. Her character's been. They did a better job with her character on the TV show on Shield. You got to know her better than you did in these Thor movies, which is really a shame. Outside of that first movie, they really kind of, Beta Ray Bill. That's the character I was trying to think of before. That's who I thought Christian Bale was going to play at first, Beta Ray Bill. But, of course, then they changed things around, I think. But anyway, I felt sorry for Jamie Alexander because she basically had a glorified cameo in this movie. And it really sucked, to be honest. Okay, there were a few good things in this movie that I did like. Like, for instance, I did like I said, Chris Hemsworth can do the comedy, and then when they were going, explaining the backstory about how they, when they were together, how they slowly drifted apart and all that stuff. I thought they did a good job with that. And I did like the beginning of the movie with him fighting with the Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. And that if they probably would have been in the movie more, I understand why they probably didn't put him in the movie more, because it's a Thor. Excuse me, it's a Thor movie, and so I don't. Maybe that's why they didn't want to do that. And Guardians are getting their own another sequel from James Gunn, so maybe that's why they said, we'll put him in there a little bit. But I think if they would have put the Guardians in this movie, it probably would have been a better movie. It just because I love the way he plays off Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth. They just have good chemistry together, and it's fun to watch. And that part of the movie just cracked me up. Okay, the goats thing, the screaming goats, that was okay in the beginning, but after a while they got annoying. Those screaming goats that he was given a gift, or these two goats that were like just basically screaming, and it was just really annoying. And as much as I like Christian Bale, he's a good actor, but I just think his and I did like the beginning part of the movie where they explained how he kind of got the sword and he decided to kill gods because his gods was basically mocking him and didn't care about his daughter dying and stuff. So he decides, I'm just going to kill all gods, even though that makes no sense. But, I mean, I can understand being pissed that he killed a god that didn't save his daughter. I think that would have been enough. But, I guess for the plot of the movie, you got to have him wanting to kill all the gods, okay, which I think is kind of silly. But there it is. And as much as I like Christian Bale, like I said, I think that villain was kind of, basically one note. And in the end that the villain was going to die. They gave him a redemption in the end, because when he went to actually, his whole thing was he was going to kill the gods till he got to, I forgot, Eternia. I think that's the beings, the celestial being that he was going to get to, and he was going to make a wish and probably to wipe out all the gods or something. But actually we knew that he was going to wish for his daughter to come back. We knew that was what he was going to wish for, and that's what even Thor knew, that he was going to wish to have his daughter come back. Of course, and then he, of course, conveniently died. And of course, Jane, we find out, of course, just like in the comics, she had cancer, stage 4 cancer, and she went to New Asgard, and that's how she got this. That's how she got the hammer. Okay, and I did like the way Natalie Portman. I thought she looked great with the armor on and stuff. And again, I like the chemistry between him and Chris Hemsworth. I thought they worked good together. It's just, and again, I thought Tessa Thompson was okay, but again, she didn't have much to do. Like, she basically was playing a drunk person, basically playing a drunk throughout the movie. And then, like, she had better things to do, I think, in Thor Ragnarok. Here, I think she was just kind of wasted, but she had to be in the movie because she was in charge of New Asgard, so she had to be there. But I think her part was severely underwritten. She should have had a purpose, but I just think she was just there to team up with Thor. And again, not the best of scripts. That's the problem with this movie. Okay, it's definitely better than Thor: The Dark World. Nothing can be worse than Thor: The Dark World. And this movie, I did enjoy it. I didn't get bored or anything with it. It's just that it wasn't as great as Thor Ragnarok. I just know Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor movie. Okay, it is. And of course, I think that the original Thor movie was good, but this movie it didn't live up to the I had high expectations for it. This movie, I still enjoyed it, but it just wasn't. It didn't wow me like I thought it would. Okay, maybe that's the problem. Maybe if Loki was in it, maybe if the Guardians were in it more, or maybe if had more of a better plot than just a guy that got mad at a god for mocking him and mocking his daughter's death and getting the power, and then Thor had to stop him. And you never really thought that Thor was going to die. I really never thought that Thor was in danger of dying, to be perfectly honest, even though, he had that sword that he could kill, that could kill gods. I never really felt like Thor was in danger of dying, okay, which I think is a big problem, okay, especially you have a guy supposed to be the god killer. There should be the basic threat that he can kill Thor. I think that would have probably worked better if there was a threat, like maybe if he would have killed a god that maybe Thor knew, something that made you actually, even though they kind of said that he was killing gods, and they even showed it in some instances, but it just didn't feel like I felt I felt Thor was going to be threatened. That's like, you know how in the Avengers movie you knew that Thanos was and and you really felt that he was a threat and he could kill. But and of course, and like I said, when he killed Vision and all that stuff, and but you thought you knew he was a threat and you felt that he was a threat. I just didn't feel that way about Gore, about Thor, that Thor was gonna in danger of dying. I never felt that at all. Now there were a couple again good things that I liked in the movie. There was a great part towards the end of the movie where Thor goes to rescue the kids, and he bestows some Odin power onto the kids, and the kids to start beating up all the shadow demons. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool the way Thor did that. He just bestowed that power on them, and then so the kids just basically kicking ass. I thought that brought a smile to my face. I thought that was really nice. Okay, and I did like the part with Zeus, with Russell Crowe being Zeus. I don't know where he got that, what kind of accent he was trying for, because it sounded like he was trying for like an Italian accent, which I thought was kind of weird, because isn't it supposed to be Greek gods? Zeus is supposed to be a Greek god, so why is he speaking with an Italian accent? But I thought that part was kind of humorous. But in any event, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I just didn't. It wasn't my expectations. I guess were a bit too high for it, and it just didn't live up to my expectations. I guess. Like I said, I still enjoyed it, and again, the parts I loved about it. I loved the Thor Jane parts. I did love those. I did love and Gore, who Tahi Wati does the voice for. I always like him because I just love that interaction between him and Thor. That's always good to see. But like I said, Valkyrie, I thought she's just Tessa Thompson, which is a shame because Tessa Thompson kicked ass in the last movie, Thor Ragnarok, and she can kick ass. But to me, she was just basically playing a drunk, and she was there for throwing some jokes here and there, but she basically had nothing to do, which is a shame. And again, a Thor movie, I want Loki to be in a Thor movie. Maybe I'm biased about that way, that I want, because I love the interaction between him but I understand why he wasn't in the movie. And again, I love the parts with him and the Guardians at the beginning of the movie. I thought that was great. But once they vanished from the movie, it kind of took some air out of the movie too. So again, I'm going to give Thor Love and Thunder, I'm going to give it a 6.8. As much as I wanted this movie to be better, it just wasn't, which is a shame. But like I said, I still enjoyed it. But it wasn't, it was definitely a step down from Thor Ragnarok, which is a shame. Anyway, so spoilers. The mid-credit scene was, excuse me. Sorry about that. The mid-credit scene was Zeus, Russell Crowe, who they stole his lightning bolt from him, eliminating about gods and all that stuff. And then he said, I knew once they went back to him who was going to show up. I had a feeling just because Thor mentioned him earlier when he was telling Jane and stuff about this place where they went to try to go, get some gods to be on their side so they can face, the god, the butcher. When they go fight Gore, the god killer, they went to actually to speak to some gods, to Zeus and everything, to try to get some gods on their side. But I knew when Thor mentioned Zeus, and then he mentioned some other names, and I knew when they went back to him during the mid-credit scene that who they were going to show. Now, of course, he was talking, and then I forgot what he said exactly, what Zeus said exactly, Russell Crowe. And then I knew once they cut to this, I said, yeah, that's going to be Hercules. And sure enough, he said, yes, Father. You see him stand up. I looked for the credit. That was nobody famous, but I assumed when they do, because they said at the end of the movie that Thor will return, that they're going to cast a name actor to be Hercules. Now, of course, it can't be The Rock, because we know he played The Rock early, but he's in DC now. But I'm sure they're going to cast a younger actor to be Hercules. And I'm just wondering who that could be. Right now, I don't know who. There was some no-name actor they cast to be Hercules, but when they actually have Hercules in the next Thor movie, which I assume that's going to be Thor versus Hercules, which is a good thing to see. That's like in the comics. they'll cast a famous actor. They'll cast a famous actor, and I'm trying to think who could they cast for that. You know who I think would be a good choice? Jeez, but I don't think I don't know if he'll do it. Ryan, what's his name? Because he's blonde too. You need, I think, oh, Jesus Christ. Ryan, not Ryan Reynolds. Jesus Christ. Well, I can't think of his name now. The guy that's going to be in the movie, Jesus Christ. Ryan, I can't think of his name. But you know who I'm talking about. The skinny guy that was in that movie with, actually, he was in the movie Russell Crowe, right? Was it Russell Crowe? He was in the movie with, Jesus Christ. Ryan, you know the guy. Ryan, hold on for a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. Just drawing a blank on his name right now. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. They just have to pump him up. Yeah. Ryan Gosling. That's who I'm talking. Maybe him. Maybe Ryan Gosling. Yeah. If they could pump him up. Because ironically, did he play a young Hercules on the TV show before when they, the one that was on, the syndicated show? Ryan Reynolds, he was actually, yeah, he was young Hercules actually before. So I think that would be good. I know he's going to be Ken in the Ken and Barbie movie, but maybe Ryan Reynolds. Let him be. He's 6 feet. They could always fudge that and make him 6'2" or something. Because I think Chris Hemsworth is like 6'2" or 6'3". And they can maybe Ryan Reynolds. Maybe they can make him Hercules, right? Because he was Hercules in the TV show. Just pump him up, let him lift some weights and all that stuff, and let him be Hercules. Okay, unless they get a wrestler, which getting a wrestler is always kind of tricky because wrestlers don't always make the best actors. I know, even though you got Batista and all that stuff, but The Rock and everything. But maybe you can get Ryan Reynolds, just let him pump up, let him be Hercules, and maybe they can do that. But anyway, also Jane, of course, she died in this movie. She had cancer, and the hammer was the thing that was keeping her alive. But of course, eventually, towards the end of the movie, when Thor figures out that she has cancer and she admits that to him, and he wants her to stay, and while he goes to fight Gore, and he tells her to stay, probably because he wants her to live. He kind of admit he needs her and he wants to, he wants to be with her. And there was a nice moment on the boat they have with, they were going to see Gore fight Gore when they admitted their feelings and stuff. But of course, you knew she was going to show up. You kind of knew that she was going to show up when Thor was fighting Gore. She actually showed up when she wasn't, even though she promised him she wouldn't, of course. And of course, she died in his arms. And then we see at the end, the after credits, after the all credits go, we see her, she's in Valhalla, and then you see Iris Elba is there telling her thank you for watching out for her son. And they had Helmden's son in the movie. He's one of the kids that was actually rescued by Thor. Okay, so like I said, overall, it's an okay movie because I'm a big fan of Chris Hemsworth and I like the movies, but this movie again wasn't as good as the Thor Ragnarok. Just wasn't. To me, I would place it out of the 4 movies, it would be in third place. And again, I give it a 6.8. Okay, I still enjoy it, and I still going to get it when it comes out on Blu-ray, but it's not as good as it could have been, I guess. Again, could have had more Thor in it. I mean, could have had, not more Thor, could have had some Loki in it. It would have been great, but I understand why they didn't put him in there. Could have had more Guardians, which I understand, again, why they didn't put them in there more, even though I did like the little bit we did get of them. And again, Christian Bale's character, I wish he would have had better motivation. I mean, I understand why he was pissed, or why he was pissed at the one specific god that didn't, but then he decided to kill all gods, which, what are you going to do? Anyway, okay, Russell Crowe's Zeus was this. He was mostly comic relief and stuff. That's what he was there. But he, again, is there also to introduce Hercules into the MCU. So I don't know if maybe they'll get Ryan Reynolds to play Hercules, or maybe they'll get somebody else, get somebody younger to play Hercules and stuff. But somebody with a beard looks good in the beard. Maybe I'll make a video later, since this movie's been out a while, about who I would think could be Hercules in the MCU to face off against Chris Hemsworth. You know what? I was just thinking about that. What about his brother? Not the other one. Liam Hemsworth, right? Why not him, right? He should be about as tall as him, right? Why not get Liam Hemsworth to be Hercules, right? He's as tall as Chris Hemsworth, right? You know, they could work out together. Why not? I just thought about that. Yeah. Why not get Liam Hemsworth to be Hercules? I could see that. Yeah, there you go. Just give him dark hair, right? Which he already has, I think. And he's about as tall as Chris Hemsworth anyway, I think. And let him be Hercules. I could see that. But anyway, 6.8 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of Thor. I'm gonna say Ragnarok. Thor: Love and Thunder. What do you think of it? What do you feel about it? Feel free to leave comments down below. Let me know what you think. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Paul Views on the Pains. Please check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to him for supporting me. Always have my back. And again, my patron's only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited TV show reactions on there. Everything from WandaVision to Loki to Hawkeye to Moon Knight to What If to Flash Season 8, Titans, Doom Patrol, Superman and Lois, Stargirl, The Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi. All 4 parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Follow the link below to the Patreon. Check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care.